Hello everyone, this is Anna. Welcome to my channel. So today I want to introduce you to this very special orchid in my collection. This is the Phal Legato, and I know it's not a registered orchid. Um, it's sort of like an urban legend. Quite a few people, I know some people are looking for it. I certainly have been looking for it for quite a while, and out of all the times I visit my local garden center orchid nurseries, I've never seen one. I don't think it's a registered orchid. It's just probably um, like a one-off that you might see one by luck or by chance. So one of my orchid friend actually had this one. Like one day he walked into this big box garden center and there it was. So he's had this for a while, and I always like jokingly said, hey, if you ever get a keiki, would you sell it to me? And she said, yes, of course. But as time passed and he never got a keiki, and from time to time we will kind of talk about what orchids we have, and I had this Phal Soho Diamond orchid that he had on his wish list, and so I said, hey, how about we do a orchid swap? So we did an orchid exchange. I sent him my Phal Soho Diamond, and he sent me this amazing Phal Legato, and I cannot express how excited and thankful I am to be that my orchid friend agreed to do this orchid exchange with me. And so this has been like a several months since I've had this orchid. He shipped it to me after the last spike completely finished blooming, and he shipped the orchid to me bare root, because I mean you can see how massive this orchid is. And since I got it, obviously I repotted it immediately. And this is a really favorite mix that I use. All my orchids, this is the Orchid Bark New Zealand Sphagnum Moss and just charcoal and a little bit of perlite. And I find that in my environment, this orchid mix works really well. And since I received this orchid, you can see it grew like two leaves. This is a completely new leaf, and this is a second new leaf, and it actually has two spike. So I am just like beyond thrilled. I asked my friend that sent me this orchid um if he has ever double spiked, and this is actually the first time. So I am over the moon excited. It gets like the best spot in my very limited grow space, and it just has this like filtered sun and has some trees, so it doesn't really get like direct sunlight, but it has adjusted super well. I want to show you how much the root has grown. So this was the pot I placed it in, but you can see the root, it's just growing like wild. I'm gonna be really careful so I don't. Ooh. Okay, okay, there we go. It's fine. So yeah, so this is Phal Legato, guys. I'm extremely excited to add this to my collection. And here I have a few more orchids blooming as well. So this is a pink orchid that I got from Norman's Orchid, and it's the Fang Mei Sui and Zhengming Yu. I think this is like a seedling grown orchid. Every time I see one, I would grab one at the nursery, and so somehow I ended up with three of the same orchids. But I like it that much. And they are slightly different. Like they're not exactly the same, but very similar. And this is also spiking, and this is the Phal Sodoma Sunset. It's spiking as well. It really had some setback. I burned the leaf accidentally, and it had a little bit of root rot at one point, but I think all of that issue has been addressed. So you can see a lot of new root growth, more roots growing, and a new spike. I'm trying to be careful, and new leaf. So it is doing fairly well now, and seems like you know, when you get an orchid home and you test like different spots, what's a good spot, and this seemed to be kind of like the happy spot where everybody is happy here. But I don't this is all I got. Like the other place in the house, they don't get like prime sunshine and prime real estate. So it is what it is. You know, you pick your favorite child or children, and those are the ones that get to go to college. So so this is, I'm trying to spike or like hope this one to spike, but so far nothing happened yet. This is a main show orchid. This is a main show angel wing, supposed to be a really beautiful polaric orchid, but I've had this for at least two. I mean, same time I purchased the Phal black piano, and that one has bloomed once already. Nothing for this one yet. These are a couple of my cattleya orchids. It's burned accidentally, but otherwise it's doing well. Everything, the rest of the orchid is fine. And this is the Phal black piano. I'm a little bit conflicted because it just finished blooming like a few months. I would say like maybe 6 months ago, or. And now look what it's doing. It's just another spike, but it only has 3 leaves, so I don't know if this plan is good to keep the spike or should I cut the spike. So as you can see, the root system is doing rather well, and this is my absolute favorite orchid. I grew it from a tiny little seedling when I was quite inexperienced, but it survived somehow, and this year it bloomed for me, and it's really beautiful, and now it's spiking again. And these two orchids, this is the Phal Norman Sweet Twinkle. As you can see, it is spiking again. And this is a Phal Hieroglyphica. I can't remember where I got this one, maybe like an eBay purchase, but it's struggled for a while and now it seems to be doing pretty good. And it is also spiking. I'm not going to bother taking this out, but there is a spike. You can take my word for it. And this one, I just recently moved to this spot because I was hoping the cold being close to window at night would help it to spike, but maybe it's not time yet. It's done pretty well so far. The roots, new roots growing out, new leaf. And this is some kind of cold damage last year when I left it in the garage, and I was very unhappy. But I think the new leaves are doing fine, and this is a extremely beautiful orchid. This is one of my favorite, and this is called Norman's Candy Cane Sweet. I've seen Joseph Wu with a pretty identical orchid, but I got this at Norman's Orchid, and that was like the one-off that they had. So I really love this, and I would like to see this one spike. I don't know when that's gonna happen. And this orchid here is the Phal Tool Jigen Dragon Lychee. It bloomed a while back, so I had already finished blooming, and now it's just in the growing phase. This is a new leaf, and I'm going to add a clip of what the bloom looks like. I think this is one of my favorite orchid. It's really beautiful. Okay, last but not least, This is a new purchase from Cal Pacific Orchid Farm in San Diego. And this orchid nursery has been around since the 70s, and they recently went through a renovation, so everything just looks amazing. They also have a orchid hotel, so if you purchase the orchid and you don't know what to do with it, you can pay a monthly fee and keep the orchid at their orchid hotel, which is very interesting. But apparently they've been doing this forever. And all of their orchids come from Hawaii, so particularly for the Cattleya, I find it's a bit of a challenge to rebloom, especially in my home environment. So I've heard the best way is just to keep them outside, shaded, but I don't really have a good spot outdoor, so we'll see. And that's it. So this is pretty much all the update I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you again next time.